Hey, what's going on, everybody? So today I have to address something that I'm seeing over and over and over again. It's driving me crazy, and that is the notion that somehow crackers are healthy and they're a good snack, and kids are eating them all the time. You know, Ritz crackers or wheat thins, right? These must be amazing because they say wheat thins. Thin is good, right? And then animal crackers, of course. And then we got cookies. Like, oh, cookies are terrible. There's no way you would give cookies as a snack because everybody knows cookies are bad for kids, right? And like at my kids, well, it's not his school. At the school my kid goes to, no cookies allowed, but crackers are a recommended healthy snack. So what's the difference? So if you look at the cookie package, and just so you know, like when you look at ingredients, they're listed in order of most to least. So the first ingredient is, of course, flour, wheat flour. And you have to realize that wheat flour is just sugar. That's all it is. So if you take sugar and combine it together, you get that's what makes it carbohydrate, and that's what flour is. So like as soon as you eat it, your body just breaks that bond and turns that carbohydrate into sugar. So it's just like eating spoonfuls of sugar. So you got flour, and then they add in synthetic vitamins because there's no vitamins in flour. It's just sugar. So they add in it's like they add a cheap terrible multivitamin, a piece of a multivitamin into it, and then you can put like some vitamins on the label. And then you add, excuse me, you add sugar to the sugar. So after the fake vitamins, the next ingredient is sugar. So you got sugar, fake vitamins, then more sugar, and then soybean oil, which is a terribly unhealthy oil, and I would never recommend eating it, with palm oil, and then corn syrup. And corn syrup is just pure sugar. And then you add in some artificial flavors, and that's what makes it taste like snickerdoodle, whatever the hell snickerdoodle is, all right? So let's look at, we'll go with the Ritz cracker. What's a Ritz cracker made out of? The very first ingredient is wheat flour, the exact same thing. And then the next ingredients are synthetic vitamins, the exact same thing. And then you have canola oil and palm oil. Canola oil is absolute terrible oil, just like the soybean oil, and then they use palm oil as well. And then sugar, the exact same thing. And just so you know, the reason they use canola oil and all these soybean oils and these terribly processed, partially hydrogenated oils, they're dirt cheap. Just look in the store, and rich flour, and it's dirt cheap. And then you go on, you got gluten, leavening, yada yada. It's the exact same thing with different flavorings to make the cookie taste like a Ritz cracker. Animal crackers, real quick, right? How many times you see kids snacking animal crackers because it's a healthy snack? First ingredient, enriched flour, then synthetic vitamins again, and then sugar, just like we had before, and then soybean oil, and then high fructose corn syrup, again, sugar, salt, and then flavorings to make it taste like an animal cracker. So it's all three are the same thing. Now, what about wheat thins? Because wheat thins, that's gotta be good because it says wheat thins on the box. So very first off, this is really interesting. So it'll say, includes 4 grams of added sugars, right? And on this one, the cookies, it has 7 grams of added sugars, but the serving size is half the size. So if you compare apples to apples and make it the same serving size, there's more added sugar in the cracker than there is in the package of cookies. And then the ingredients are just the same. Wheat flour, canola oil, and then sugar, and then corn starch, which is another word for corn sugar, and then malt syrup, and then you have refiner syrup, which is more sugar, and flavors to make it taste like a wheat thin. All right, so the moral of this video is every single cracker, cookie, it's the same thing. Cereal, pancakes, waffles, muffins. It's the reason why people are like, childhood obesity is such a huge problem. Over 70% of Americans are overweight or obese. That starts at a young age, and at a younger and younger age, kids are overweight, and it's just, it's so sad. Like I don't understand how we've been marketed to where like little chubby kids are eating cookies and drinking soda and eating crackers and nobody bats an eye. It's just, I think a big part of it is we just don't realize that these crackers that we think are good are just absolutely terrible. So if you point out a problem, you should always point out a solution. What's a better alternative? So let's say a cracker. All you're getting is sugars with no good fiber and a bunch of shitty oils. Instead, just give them a banana It's so good. So you're still getting sugars, but you're getting good water-soluble fiber, loads of whole food nutrition, none of the crappy oils. One of the reasons why obesity is going through the roof is the combination of the refined grain, the grains, and the shitty oils. So you got the grains plus the soybean oil or the canola oil or the corn oil. You combine those two, and it's just terrible for the human body, and it just packs on fat. So, banana, awesome. Berries, whatever berries on sale. Berries I always buy organic. Blackberries, amazing. My kid thinks these are candy. Or nuts. Like, I got a bowl of pistachios. Kids love them. So good for you. And you don't need this. My kids, they've never ever had a cookie, cracker, or any wheat product just because why? It's so easy. You just don't buy it. And they're so much healthier for it. Like, they'll never, ever be overweight or have a lot of things too. You have to realize within wheat there's a protein called gluten. And a lot of times people buy like gluten-free, like you got a whole bunch of crap, you take out the gluten, you still got a whole bunch of crap left over, right? So gluten-free, if you're gonna go gluten-free, just get a piece of fruit. But a lot of these have gluten and these things in it that they damage your insides, that they damage your intestines. It's kind of like, I always explain, like if you have poison ivy and you get a rash on your skin, there's things within grains that can damage your insides, and then people get digestive issues and colitis. Like over half of adults in America, over half have digestive problems. That's crazy, but it makes perfect sense because so many people have a terrible diet. So I just wish and hope we don't give this stuff to kids. And hopefully you see this and like, oh my God, I would never give my kids cookies for breakfast. At least I hope you wouldn't. Or I'd never give them just cookies at random snacks of the day. So don't give them crackers either. All right. So one of the best things you can do, without question, is cut out the grain-based, the wheat-based snacks as much as humanly possible and start going to like healthy fruits, healthy vegetables, and healthy nuts. It's such an easy switch, and it's such a massive impact on the health of your kids.